Hello and welcome to this very special live power training created just for you. This is all about welcoming in the winter solstice. Although the winter solstice is officially on the 21st of December, we're already in the energy of that winter solstice as we move into earth element on the Celtic medicine wheel. And so the 21st of December, certainly in the northern hemisphere, marks the shortest day of the year. And it's when we move into direction north on the Celtic medicine wheel and we really move into the energy and the element of earth, which is all about rest, reflection, hibernation. Yet, ironically, this is the time where most of us are frantic. We're trying to get everything ready and organized for Christmas. Like, oh, there's so much to do and not enough time. And so we can often be in that kind of frenetic, frantic, chaotic, even energy. But it's actually a time for the body to slow down. And so it really is a time of rest and reflection. So I want to use this time for this power training to share with you some ways that you can really work with this energy, be supported by this energy, to really help set you up for an amazing year in the coming year. So it's a good time for reflection as well. So my key question to you is to take some time to reflect, to hibernate, even if that's only for half an hour in the busyness. But around the 21st, you can do it right now, today, you can do it with me here as you watch this. But around the 21st, a few days either side is the strongest time, but that energy is around right now. And I want you to take some time to rest, to reflect, and to ask yourself this question: what do I really want in the coming year? What do I really, really, really want in the coming year? What is my heart and soul crying out for? That's the question. Now, it does not matter if you don't have an immediate answer or you need time to think about it. Here's the magic: you already know the answer. You already know it. It's already deep within you. And if you can't hear it, it's just because there's too much noise around. So that's why it's important to get quiet and just to have some real me time where you can be alone with yourself, with your thoughts, with your feelings, so you can really tap into what it is that you really want for this coming year. So I'd like to give you some other prompts to journal with, especially if you're not clear about what you want in the coming year. Sometimes what can be really helpful is to reflect back on this year and see what this year's been like, to really start opening up that part of the brain that gets you thinking and wondering and pondering and in that curiosity space that can really help you get clear on what you want for the coming year. So the first question that I want you to think about is: what was your biggest challenge this year? Looking back right the way back to January, you might have many challenges that you've faced and overcome. Write them all down. I find it helpful to write them all down. I usually have quite a few. So, what is your biggest challenge? And if you've got a list, then how resourceful have you been to overcome all those things? And then just mark off or circle or underline the one that was your biggest challenge in this past year. So that's your first question. Then your next question: who did you help or support over this past year? Who or what did you help or support? Where did you give of yourself this past year? It may be that there was a person or a group of people going through a challenging time and you were there for that person or for those people. It may be a cause that you supported financially or practically. Just think back over the year. Who have you helped? Who have you supported over the past year? Where did you give of yourself to others? And again, you might have lots on your list. There might just be one that was major. There might not be anything, and that's okay. This is not about judging yourself or measuring yourself up against some ideal that you think there should be. It's just an opportunity for reflection. So all this is a reflective exercise to help you start thinking about what you've done, what felt good, so you can get clearer on how you want to travel through the next year. So the next question is, what over the past year has been your biggest change? What is the biggest change that you have created in your life this past year? And again, you might have several big changes that you've made. There might have been life changes, career, job changes, relationship changes, friendship changes. There might have been loss. There all host of different ways that you've dealt with and overcome change. But what has been the biggest change that you've made in your life this past year? And again, if you have several big changes that you've made in your life, circle the one that was the biggest. And then the follow on question from that is, what impact did that have for you? What impact did that change create in your life? So, what was your biggest change? What was the biggest change that you made in your life? And then how did that impact your life? How did that create change in your life? What was the knock-on effect of this big change that you created? What was the impact of that for you? And then last, but by no means least, I invite you to choose a word, any word that you want to embody in the coming year. This is the word that you want to really feel the energy of, that you can lean into, that you can be and become. What is your word for the coming year? Now, you might have a few, and that's okay, but I really do invite you to choose one. Select one word and then write it up and post it everywhere. Have it on your mirror, have it on your phone, on your screensaver to remind you, what is the word that you want to become? The energy, what is the energy that you want to lean into and be in this coming year? And there's no right or wrong, no right or wrong here. It's your word, and it can be absolutely anything. It might be love, it might be joy, it might be peace, it might be surrender, it might be anything, anything, anything at all, your word. This is the energy that you want to be in this coming year. So this might be a good time, now that we've got the mind open, might be a good time to come back to that original question. What do you really, really want for yourself in this coming year? What do you really desire? What does your heart and soul desire? What would you love to have, be in this coming year? And then select a word that encompasses that represents that, is symbolic of that. And that might be an easy way to get your word. And then for fun, I love this. I've been adding this in. I choose a word most years. I've done now for maybe 10 years. But the last couple of years, I've been playing with a song. So I invite you to think about, what is your song for this coming year? So think about what it is that you really want to do or be or have. What word represents that? And is there a song that represents that too? So, what's your word, the energy that you want to be and embody over the coming year? And what's the song that's going to just take you right there? What song is the song for you in this coming year? What's your next year song? And if you want to share, even if you just want to share your word or your song, I'd love you to do that. You can pop it in the comments below. But I do invite you to just go back over some of those core questions, the journaling prompts, to help open up the mind about what was your biggest challenge, what was the place or the places or the people that you gave of yourself, what was your biggest change in your life and that impact. I do invite you to read back over that and just see how far you've come, how much you had to deal with, that you overcame. And I want you just to acknowledge and honor and celebrate your resourcefulness as a human being, your capacity as an individual to have done all that, and celebrate where you were and where you are now and how you've got there. And sometimes even in the toughest of times, when we look at these questions and we look back at everything that's happened in the tough times we thought we couldn't get through, we didn't know how we were going to get through, but we did. When we do this exercise at this time of year with that beautiful winter solstice energy coming in to support us and hold us, sometimes it's quite surprising, isn't it, to see just how far you've come, how much you've overcome, and what changes you've made and the impact. And it helps us leave this year on that real positive high of, wow, look what I've achieved. And that, my friend, is worth celebrating. So I invite you to celebrate that. So celebrate all that you've overcome, all the change that you've created, the impact that it's made, and where you've shown up for yourself and for other people too. And then use that positive energy to move into next year with your word, with your song, so you're all ready to go because you know what it is that you really, really want. And if that's still not coming to you, please do not fret, do not overthink it. It's already in here. All you have to do is allow yourself permission to be available to that information, that innate wisdom that's already within you. It's already there, my friend. It's already there. And if you can't hear it, it's just too much noise. So get quiet. Be somewhere that really supports that for you. For me, it's been out in nature. Maybe take a walk without your phone, with no distractions. Be out in nature and just allow your mind to wander, to ponder. Just allow it to go where it needs to go without thinking about work or all the things that you need to do. This is about making yourself available for that quietness, for that rest time, for that reflection, for that hibernation. We are moving into hibernation mode. We are meant to be. We are meant to be hibernating now. So find your pockets of hibernation in a world that doesn't allow us just to shut everything down and switch the lights off when it gets dark outside. So you can find your own ways to do that. And all that I want to do now is wish you a wonderful winter solstice and a fantastic, amazing, incredible following year for you, because that is what you deserve.